Hello everybody. I am HAS, and I would like to talk to you about the importance of making a proactive play off of information. I play in fairly low lobbies, but I'm more grounded in like tactical shit in the game. So I'm usually an IGL. If you don't know what an IGL is, that's in-game leader. We make calls. We tell people to make proactive. We critique people on if they're doing something wrong in a kind way. And what I see a lot of Neon players saying is they're gonna lurk, and I don't think that's good. Lurking with Neon is a aggressor. She wants momentum. Lurking is like a Reyna. She can get benefits off of lurking. She can also get benefits off entering as well. Duelists are meant to entry. You can help as an IGL. You can help your duelists perform that entry role and make them confident in that entry role. What I'd like to talk about is a situation of getting kitchen control that would extremely benefit your team. And it's off information. So the round starts, and we have Jet and Yoru trying to take some map control. Jet updrafts onto boxes. Yoru's coming in through garage. Jet, as she's updrafting, spots a Viper. In response, a KO knifes here. Now we know there are two players on the B site, and since this KO knife had a trajectory come from here, we know KO could be anywhere. We're defaulting mid here. Let's say that we're defaulting mid. And so now we have that information. We have Sova reconning. He checks Reyna, and Reyna collecting alt orb and Chamber covering her. Now we have information on two sides of the map. That is a lot of information. We could play off that. So with two people here and two people here, there's only one person who could be holding boiler or pushed up kitchen. But the problem with kitchen is that in that situation, they leave mid entirely open. And since you saw Chamber playing here, his trip cannot be kitchen since he has a radius. So the only place he could be, the last player could be, let's just say the sky, could be posted boiler. So now your neon could take a calculated guess here. You could neon wall across and get into kitchen. This creates a lot of benefits for your team, and I'll get into later. Or you could take a calculated guess and say that off, let's say the Jet and Yoru here, they preemptively rotated off. That's your decision. You could also jump peek, get that information. But the benefits that this causes, you can just run up kitchen and hold it. Once you get into kitchen, it creates a lot of benefits for your team. You anchor down the rotations off B without going through mid, which is a problem, so we have a Viper holding that. You create pressure. You create pressure for these people on A because they have the threat of you coming out and getting from behind. You create pressure there, and you could create pressure for the boiler holder, who has the threat of you walking out and taking them out. And now off of all this, you have just taken the entirety of mid. They can't push up since you have a Viper preemptively holding. You have two people encaged on site. They cannot move. Jet and Yoru could make a proactive play and get on there with them not being able to really move. They're kind of stuck to probably here to here without being the risk of you peeking out. And always be aware of that. If you think you have an opening, you don't need to just anchor down here. You can always just, let's say, move out, kill KO. Or move up here, post up here, and create even more pressure. They can't move out of sight of this radius or outside of yellow. You've created more claustrophobia for the defenders. But the benefits of this are just immense because there are like multiple plays you can make. You can transition into a B hit with Sova taking this. You can create pressure by, let's just say, making footstep noises up hall and making pressure for them to back off and get out of your sightline or contest you. People holding yellow have a harder time. People below you have to worry about you dropping down. And people on snowmen can't play snowmen anymore, so they have to duck into this corner here to avoid cover to avoid your shots if you were to walk out here and take them out. And so they have no cover, creating snowmen as a disadvantage to the attackers. Boiler and these two people can't rotate over safely due to you being in kitchen. Kitchen control is amazing. I do not know why people don't take it. And if your team calls like, hey, we should go for an A hit, you can do a mid-heavy A split, calling for Yoru and Viper since they're the best to take that control, with you creating pressure out here to get Sky off the boiler line, allowing Yoru and Viper to move up and execute. With pressure being on these people, they could either walk into two players, or they could rotate back, to contest it with Jet and Sova getting free control. And you still being a Thorn, these two people are going to have a really hard time getting over to A for this split. There are so many places you can play. You're not the one to make these calls, but if you have a competent IGL, he can see like, hey, Neon can take kitchen control and make it work. And then we have so many plays you can go off of. This does not mean if you think as a Neon player, I can get into this and I could get into this corner and create a lot of pressure. And if they don't respect you, you get so many things. Let's say Viper doesn't respect you and she tries taking an aim duel. You have the advantage here since you can play anywhere. You can play posted up here. You could have pushed up here. You could have been right there. And when she peeks, she has to worry about every single one of those angles. You have to worry about one. If KO doesn't respect you, he climbs up boxes, that makes noise. It gives you time to prep, let's say, a slide. And you catch off KO. Sky could not respect you, which is probably like what your mid player is going to do. They're going to want to get you off that angle since it creates a lot of pressure. A Sky Flash does kind of fuck you. You might have to back off. We do have a slide and stuns to get your entry back in. As a Neon player, you need to know your strengths, know your speed. Any gaps in the enemy's defense, say they have a weak A hold, you take advantage of that. You take the space that they were willing to give up immediately. And you can set tempo too. You can conditioning. I'll get into conditioning in one of these videos, but that is also something great. And just to recap, every single one of these cautions is the pressure you get just by walling and getting into the spot. You might die, yes, but then we've rotated a player. Calm that, hey, KO rotated off. He's orange now. And then you have a 1v1 with Viper. Kitchen control or just taking space that is normally the defenders in mid, in A, in anything is great. Just know that as a Neon player. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you have a great day.